Hi everybody, Shannon Petrovich with Therapist Talks. Social skills, starting a conversation, from hello to connection. Social skills are becoming a lost art, and many people are feeling anxious and overwhelmed when starting a conversation with a new person. Much of the loneliness epidemic can be resolved by creating connections with others. This video will walk you through some strategies to help. Let's start with self-awareness of body language. Only about 15% of what we communicate comes through our words. The rest is body language. So we need to have 85% of our awareness on our body language. There are several aspects to body language we need to assess and continually track. They are, number one, posture. The first thing someone notices as you approach them is your posture or how you carry yourself physically. Ask yourself or someone you trust if you slouch or skulk or look at the floor when you walk. These make you seem avoidant. The opposite is true if you're puffed up, strut, or swagger. These make you look arrogant. Learn to feel a sense of solid strength from within your core and walk into a room with purpose, holding your own space while not invading others. Number two, proxemics. The next thing a person notices is how you come into their space. I used to teach little kids the idea of their bubble. When you hold your arms out and you spin in a circle, that's your personal space bubble, and no one has the right to enter anyone else's bubble without permission. Have a sense of your and the other person's space and don't invade unless you're invited in. People who invade space immediately come off as intrusive and aggressive. Be respectful of another's space and comfort zone. If a person keeps backing up, don't move towards them. They're telling you you're invading their space. Give them whatever space they want. It might be bigger than the arm's length or less than, but the point is, you communicate respect when you notice and give others their space. As you feel connection, you might notice that space lessens naturally. Number three, eye contact. Always look at the person you're talking to. When your eyes stray to other things or people in the room, you're telling that person that you're talking to that they don't really matter, and you're on the hunt for the next shiny object. When you look someone in the eye, you're able to notice all their body language and everything that they are really saying to you. You'll be able to listen more effectively, you'll pick up more, and you'll relate more to them and be able to more connect. Number four, the next part of body language is our voice. We'll break this down into tone, volume, and cadence. In essence, the words we say are not as important as how we say them. I can say simply, "Hello, how are you?" with a kind, caring tone, or a sarcastic tone, or a cold tone, or an angry tone, and the other person will feel very differently about our meeting, depending on those tones. Volume is also important. Too loud comes across as needing to take up all the space in the room and believing you're the very center of the universe. Too soft comes across as very insecure, and it's also annoying as the other person constantly has to strain to hear you and ask you to repeat yourself. Notice your volume and keep it appropriate to the situation. Cadence means the rhythm of your voice. Some people talk so quickly you feel like you're being assaulted by a machine gun. Others are so slow you fall asleep before they get to the point of what they're saying. Create a steady cadence so that it isn't too fast or too slow. So, what about conversation starters? It's really okay to stick to the basics. If you're at a gathering of some sort, you can ask about their connection to the people who are hosting the gathering. This gives you a lot of information to build on. If you're at a conference or workplace, you can ask about their job, their work, their career. At a place like a bar, it's more challenging because you have no information to start from. It's okay to ask what they do for work or go to school or their major, etc. These starters are great if you slow down and really listen to the answers. You can build in more questions or share how you relate to what they've just shared. The art of the rest of the conversation is to find the connections. What did they share that you can relate to? Or how can you share your answer to the same question? You never want to make them feel they're being interrogated and that you are not sharing. So express interest in what they're saying through your body language, your eye contact, your voice tone, volume, and cadence. And stay connected in your proxemics or your closeness distance from that person. This initial volley back and forth is often awkward, so hang in there and don't get discouraged or give up. Ask a little, share a little. Ask a little, share a little. And almost always you'll find connections. When you do, you'll know it, and the conversation will feel more like a flow and have more depth and meaning. Think of it as a tennis match or a volleyball game. You want to serve, have the person return, then you return, and so forth. Too many people either don't know how to return the volleys and they let the conversation die, or they dominate the flow and then the other person wants to get away. To complete the conversation, keep it simple. In your mind, do you want to continue this connection, drop it completely, or put it in the maybe category? If you want to continue the connection, say something like, "It's been great meeting you and talking with you. Would you like to meet for coffee sometime?" Or if there's something specific that connected you, "Do you want to meet at the dog park and get our buddies together?" Or, "I'd love to see that art opening we're talking about. Would you like to get together or meet?" If you don't want to build on this new connection, just say, "It's very nice to meet you," and move on. If you're not sure, say, "I enjoy talking with you. Maybe we can hang out sometime." So in summary, the do's: be aware of your body language, be caring and empathic, find connection and build on it. Even if you don't agree with someone, just be interested in who they are and polite about the areas of disagreement. If it's not a connection, politely move on. The don'ts: don't think you will connect on a deep level with everyone. If you see things in a person you don't respect or don't like, politely move on. Don't get into rude arguments. Express interest in what they're about. Get to know them a little, but if it's not a match, move on. Don't overshare. Share, see what happens, and then share a bit more. When you overshare, you overwhelm the other person with too much personal information, and you also get ahead of your own ability to trust that person. You'll be left feeling vulnerable and then upset if you don't see that person again. You'll have given too much of the tender parts of your story and your heart, and you'll feel unnerved by the difference between how much you shared and how much you actually knew and were able to trust this person. Similarly, and most importantly, don't become intimate too quickly. Building trust takes time. Jumping in the sack before you even know or trust them will communicate a lack of self-respect to them, and it also leaves you feeling used and vulnerable. Ask yourself, would I hand this person the key to my house or the key to my car or my debit card and my PIN number? If not, what makes it okay to hand them your life story, the most tender parts of your heart or your body? We set ourselves up for heartache when we get ahead of our ability to know and trust someone by becoming too intimate too soon. If you've appreciated this video, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below, and take good care of yourselves. I'll talk to you again soon.